Alright, what up everybody? If you want to know what bows you should be getting for Season 15, I'm going to be going over that in this video, since it was announced that bows will be able to summon Overlord champions next season. So I think this video will be pretty useful if you don't know which bows are going to be good for endgame activities. You know, just a heads up, there really aren't that many bows in Destiny 2 right now. I was kind of going through the list and I was like, wow, there really is not that many options. But I'm going to go through the list, and starting off in exotics, we have Tuku's Divination, and you can get this exotic from the exotic archive in the tower, and I highly recommend using this bow. This is probably my personal favorite bow for Grandmaster Nightfalls and Legend Lost sectors that have solar shields. You can clear a ton of ads with this bow, and at the same time you can stun the overload. The explosion from this bow will also chain in nearby enemies and kill them as well. And what's nice about this bow is you can actually make Warmind cells with this, and you know, on top of the ad clearing that it does by itself, on top of Warmind cell, it just makes this bow probably my favorite. Being honest, it's probably the #1 bow for overloads and endgame activities in my opinion, just because of the amount of different things you could do with it. And the next exotic bow I'm going to be talking about is going to be the Trinity Ghoul. Now, Trinity Ghoul has always been really good for clearing ads, especially with its catalyst. And with this bow, you have its perk, which is the lightning rod, which allows you to chain your arc shot to other enemies. I enjoy using this bow for activities where there are a ton of arc shields and rooms that require ad clearing. You can get this bow from exotic engrams, meaning it's a random will drop, so you can go to Xur each week and try getting it from him or his engram. It really just comes down to luck at the end of the day. And the last exotic bow I'm going to be mentioning is Monarch. Melamaric is probably one of the best bows for getting rid of overloads. This bow deals poison damage, meaning while the overload is being poisoned, it won't move and has a chance of being stunned shortly after because of the poison damage. Now, I love using this bow. It's very useful against void servitors on top of overloads and other activities where there are void enemies. This bow is in the exotic archives. If you want to pick it up with your cipher this week, I strongly consider it. And also, you don't want the bow to take up your exotic slot. Well, for non-exotic bows, there really isn't that many options. However, if you do want to get one, you want to have it with Explosive Head. With this perk, it keeps overload stunned and is a lot easier, kind of like explosive payload on hand cannons. What it does is it allows you to keep an overload in one spot without them teleporting back and forth like that of Flash. So in the connect slot, the two bows that can have this perk are Biting Winds, which you can get from Europa, from Barracks, and the Accured Redemption, which comes from the Garden of Salvation raid. Now, the obvious choice is going to be to farm a Biting Winds, as you can get it solo, but I strongly consider getting at least one of these with Explosive Head. That way you can run whenever you want in your energy slot. Now, if you want a bow for each shield type, I will go over a couple quickly. Now, for solar, unfortunately, the only non-exotic solar bow is the Tyranny of Heaven, which does come from the raid Last Wish. This bow really isn't all that good, to be honest. I didn't like it personally, but if you want to use Tuku's Divination over it, I definitely consider it. Even though it takes up the exotic slot, it can just do so many things. It's definitely worth it. And for void, we do have the Imperial Needle, and this bow is actually really easy to get right now. Just go to the Prismatic Recaster in the helm and go under past seasons and focus the Far and Fatal or Chosen Implements engrams. I literally got two right away, so they're really easy to come across right now. And this is another good bow for those void servitors as well as other void enemies. And for arc bows, we have the Arsenic Bite, which you can get from vendors like Zavala, Shax, Rahul, and Banshee. And there's also a random will drop, so any legendary engram that you get, you might be able to get one. And lastly is going to be the Point of the Stag, which you can actually buy from the exotic archive under the legacy weapons. It's not the best bow in the world for PvE, but you know, if you want to use it and get that free arc bow, feel free to get it. Yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I just want to clarify on the bows that you can get right now. Maybe there'll be more next season. I really don't know, but I really hope so because there's not that many options. Yeah, hopefully this video did help. If it did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, peace.
Here in the sun.